Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome back, everybody. Our next guest is the president and CEO of Autism Project F.L.O.S. Incorporated, which stands for, of course, for the love of Shaquon Incorporated. She's with us today to share her experience a mother has with her child that has autism and to raise awareness on those afflicted with autism through her organization. Please welcome to the show, DaQueen Monroe. DaQueen, welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me this morning. How are you doing today?
All right. You know, while I was doing that intro, something got in my eye and I was blinking. I didn't want to stop because I wanted to get right into what you're doing and all the things that you had to go through to make what you are doing happen in our society, in our community. Talk about it.
Well, we were incorporated in 2012, and the reason behind me starting this organization was experiences I had with my son. Him going through his milestones, meeting them, not meeting them, services that were not available, things I didn't know as a parent that, affected my son's support. So he came into this world, beautiful, young boy, perfect in every way. He even developed for a time perfectly fine. And then if you know anything about autism, from birth to about 4, they're saying now, symptoms start to show themselves. So my son was more typical for the first 2.5 years. After that, he started to decline and lose learned ability. He regressed. So he once had speech, now he's nonverbal. Today he's 31, still nonverbal. So during that time, being a young mother, first child, only child, by the way, when you are a parent and you have kids, you're more seasoned, or you're a clinician, a healthcare clinician, you know what to look for, certain milestones that they should meet. I didn't have a clue. So when he started, regressing or declining, and I noticed he wasn't doing the things that typical kids do, I didn't know to go get him evaluated. I didn't know to take him to this clinician or this professional to find out, what's actually wrong, what can we do to help, get this evaluation, get these therapies, things like that. Those things I did not know. So he fell through the cracks for a bit. But once he did get evaluated, he was still misdiagnosed. It was a lot going on. This is the early 90s, so things are different then as opposed to now. The whole autism awareness is more heightened. Then autism wasn't known as much. So we went through a lot together. It was a real learning experience. I wanted to help other families. Say that again.
And you also found that there was a lacking in services when you really got into it, right? The inclusion, the innovation, the availability, the accessibility, affordability, acceptance, empathy that you mentioned, and the real understanding about the kids on the spectrum.
Exactly. It's a lot. Children need the support. Individuals with a disability need the support, but family units also need the support. If you have a child with a disability, it affects the whole family dynamic. So being a parent unaware, not knowing what services my son should be getting, that affects the whole family unit. Families get divorced. You might have a marriage, have a child, and your child's having a lot of complications that put a strain on the marriage, you divorce. I mean, there's a lot of things that's going on. But as far as having the support that my son needed and I needed in the urban community setting, that's the most important. So if you're affluent and you have money to throw at the problem, it's a little bit easier. It's not easy, but it's a little bit easier. If you are in the urban setting in a metropolitan area where clinical services like these types may not be offered. You have to go 30, 40 minutes away. If you're not driving a car, that affects services. You know what I'm saying? If you can't afford or don't want to get on a bus with your child, showing certain behaviors or things like that, that's another issue. It's a lot that goes into it. So having services and support in the community is very important for our children, our youth, and young adults and adults, because this is a lifelong disability. It doesn't stop.
And then you said, wait, let me roll up my sleeves. Let me get involved in this. And you started your own project. Talk about the project that you've started, and some of the things that you're doing to create the awareness and help things out, help make things better?
Well, yeah. So because of the experience I went through with my son, I just wanted to do something. So in 2013, 2013, we had our first like fun day for special needs youth, right? That was the first thing we did. So now today in 22, very important to know how to advocate. It's important that parents know their rights. It's important that they know school policy. So when you come up against a problem with your child in class, in the classroom setting, in education, because it will happen, you want to be able to be armed with the knowledge of how to advocate for them.
Yeah.
That's one. We hold a lot of recreational, fun, social time for our youth that are affected with autism and other disabilities, cognitive challenges that they may have. So they can get out into the world, acclimate themselves, learn how to properly exchange some type of social interactions. A lot of our kids are in the house, they're sheltered, they don't get out for a variety of reasons. So we hold workshops and we have education. We offer recreational fun. We're having an inclusive Halloween experience later on this month for Halloween. We're having a fashion show in December. We do a lot. Father's Day, Mother's Day, we don't leave our family members out. It really, disabilities like this type that your child may have really isolates the family or isolates the parent. You don't really want to go around other people a lot of times. It could be a lot. So our non-for-profit tries to bring families in and give their child some type of inclusive experience that they're not left out. Because a lot of stuff you miss out on when you're disabled.
Did you put Shaquon to work? Shaquon's helping you out?
I put him to work as much as I possibly can. That doesn't mean he always complies, but yeah.
Yeah. I keep him involved as much as you can. Yeah.
As much as you can. As much as he's able to be.
Good. Yeah, God is good. He helped put you through a lot of the educational part of it so that you can help other people navigate their way too. So I think that's good in that way. And I know you're working.
It's really my joy. Like, I really love to do this. I really love reaching out to families and letting them know. I know firsthand, because I'm a parent myself, how it can feel, how you may feel, how it can be. And just, us coming together and giving them, a pat on the back and giving them some esteem about what they're going through, and, offering some things that their child can be a part of is very important. Because the kids, when they grow up, they make friends naturally, right? Our kids are naturally social. They make friends. They are on sports teams, dance teams. They are part of things. A lot of our kids that have social deficits don't know how to do that. So they stay at home.
Yeah.
They just indoors, and it's just the parent and the child. And for a lot of our young men, autism affects boys 4 times more, almost 5 times more than girls. It could be really hard on a single parent household if the single parent. More times, 9 times out of 10, it is a female. It could be very hard. So you want to get them connected to the services and the help that they need.
Yeah. Did you delve into any of the research as to what's causing autism in our youth?
There's a lot of stories in the Windy City. There's a million of them. Some believe it could be the chromosomes, right? Not because the chromosome, the male versus the female.
Yeah.
The male only has one X that could be damaged. It's a lot of different things. Nothing's been proven yet. It's still a work in progress. They're trying to find out, is nature and nurture. Autism is part genetic. You come into the world with certain things, right? And then it's how you get the support to kind of help you along. So we have people that's very high functioning with autism and very low functioning. And I think a lot of the times people get confused and they kind of have one concept in their mind what autism is, but it's really across the board. And it's a combination of things. So it's a lot of different doctors doing research. There's a lot of different things, but we don't have nothing concrete as of yet. Some people think it's vaccines. It could be, it's a lot of things.
Yeah, I've heard that one before about the vaccines or,
right.
Inoculations. But it seems like you have a book in you. You have coming up? It's like,
Well,
you
I got a lot
pen
to say,
paper.
especially as our kids go through puberty.
Yeah.
And our young men become men, and our young girls too, and how autism affects girls differently than boys. That's another whole thing. But yeah, it just can be a challenge, and it could really definitely be a strain. And I know families need the support. That's the most important thing. Getting the
Yeah.
support going through it helps you a tremendous amount. And then having someone that knows what it's like is another tremendous support.
Put the pen to the paper, girl. Hey, what do you have coming up? Anything coming up that we should get involved in or that we should know about?
Say that last part again.
What do you have coming up? Do you have anything coming up that we should?
Oh, yes. So on the 23rd Sunday, I'm giving away Halloween costumes to some of our families, right? We have one of our supporters, a lodge here in Yonkers, that's going to donate it to us. On the 29th Saturday, we're having our inclusive Halloween experience. Is all for special needs and families only. That's for this month. Next month, I have a program called the 21 Club, which is for the transitioning young adult, 21 years and older, that have very limited services. We do a social night out with them after 5 p.m. That's November. And also we have hip hop sessions and we have fitness classes. So the hip hop sessions is introducing the 4 elements of hip hop through DJing classes, and it's for special needs only. And that is off the chain. Let me tell you something, music is the equalizer. When our kids put on their headphones and they're able to make their own beat, it is so great to see. That's something I definitely can send you in a clip of that, because that is something to see. When they get a chance to be able to manipulate something, no one's telling them what they got to do, they can do it themselves. That's a beautiful thing. So this month is Halloween, next month is fitness, hip hop, and for my 21 and older crowd, a night out. And then in December, we have our fashion show and meet and greet Santa.
Is it all
on your
Is it all on your website?
It will be. The Halloween is, but the rest of the stuff not yet.
All right. Well, listen, thank you so much for sharing, and you're welcome to come back and share more.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Okay. What is the website, by the way?
The website is the Autism Project Frank Love Octopus Sam. So that's F.L.O.S.org.
There you go. DaQueen Monroe, MBA, President and CEO of the Autism Project, F.L.O.S, for the love of Shaquon Incorporated. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes. All right, that's about it for today's show. We appreciate all that have tuned in and checked it out. We appreciate you. Thank you for letting us share in this space and time. And always remember that what you are is God's gift to you. What you make of yourself is your gift to God. So choose your choice and let your choice control the choose. And remember, whether you say you can or you can't, either way, you are right. So say you can and you will. All of us here at BronxNet, have a great and enjoyable day. And I'll see you over 107.5 WVLS. I love you all. Peace.